everyone. It's Sunday, July 7th, and the time marches on. Time marches on. I slept very good last night, guys. Even though I went to bed around 12:30, I did work last night at my part-time income job. I came home, I wind down a little bit, and I had a big tall drink of my favorite fruit mix drink, which is powdered. And then I watched TV for a little while, took care of the kitty cats, showed them some love, and then I was off to bed. I slept a good, I would say, good 7 hours, which is not bad because it's more than I usually do. Alright, I had started several videos this week, but I didn't think I wanted to discuss the topics that I had, so they were deleted. I'm not going to edit something if the topic to me is not worth listening to. I'm trying to not repeat a lot of the same stuff. And I think that if I downloaded lesser, better quality videos and then edit them, it'd be worth it. So, yeah. So anyways, I had a pretty good week this week, and you ever have one of those days at work where you can't project how the week's going to be? You're better off not even trying, because you can't control what's going to happen tomorrow. So there's no projecting. You go in, every day you go into work, it's just a new day. Just a new day. There's a couple of subjects I like to touch base with. Number one is relationships. I'm not talking about family relationships. I'm not talking about friendship relationships. I'm talking about intimate, loving, caring relationships. Before I get to that, right now I have my drone in my car, and I'm going to go to some area downtown here where I can make some good aerial videos to include in my video, in today's video, plus my future videos. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do right now. I got a couple of spots I'd like to check out, and I was here last week, but as you know, last weekend was a rainy, cloudy, windy day, and I took my drone up and it wasn't very stable up there, and I had the floaties on them because I was going to go over water. And I thought, hey, if I go over water, if something happens, then it'll soft land, because it does control itself when it's coming down on the water. But anyway, before I continue, I want to say thank you to all of my subscribers and to those people checking out my channel for the first time. If you guys see something that resonates with you, then please consider on subscribing. We'll be right back with more.
I'm not suggesting anything so complicated.
Right now I'm going to go to a park over here, and there's a nice lake, and there's a safe area where I can take off and not worry about people nearby. Today, there's a lot of clouds out, but they're kind of sparse and scattered. And the clouds are different. There's some really medium gray ones, and then there's some white ones. I'm not worried so much about the white ones, but the gray ones. As soon as I feel a drop of rain, I cancel the whole flight because I don't want to get my drone wet and get the electronics wet. It's just going to cause problems. So anyways, I went to the two spots that I wanted to go, and I made some aerial views video. And I didn't come here to make an entire aerial view, just a few different directions from the sky view that I can use in my videos. I have to go through it, sort it, and get the best videos I can, and then edit that. Even though my data was saying that these areas are safe to fly, it doesn't mean that people won't complain. There are a lot of children. There's not a lot of children out today, and I took off from a safe area where there are no people around. As a matter of fact, the area looks like a circular, maybe 100-foot in diameter or more. Very, very safe. However, people can get mighty edgy if they feel like they're being violated, and if they know that you're doing aerial videos. Even though I had my drone on sport mode and clearly making aerial videos, not people videos, they can still complain because they don't know what's on your mind. They don't know what you're doing. So I came here, I made it very, very quick. I took advantage of my 3 fully charged batteries, and it's 87 degrees out right now, but it feels like it's 95. I am literally soaked and wet from being out here in this high humid day. It's a nice day. I think more people will start to get to come down here today. It's a good area. It's a nice area for our family. But just as I'm packing up to leave and I get in my car, I notice a cop car driving by really slow. Who's to say that somebody didn't complain? Oh, there's some woman down here flying a drone. You know, I mean, I've flown my drone right near the police station where the lake is. I always try to make a point to go over water or land where people cannot go. It's a great day to fly your drone. However, it's so hot and humid that the drone and the batteries get extremely, extremely hot. Even though the drone is equipped with 2 fans inside of it to keep the electronics cool, it's simply not enough. So you can't fly as much or as far as you like because heat kills the batteries even more. The other thing I did was when I flew over water, I made sure I had my floaties. These are my floaties. If I go out too far in the water and there's technical problems, the drone will let me know and it will fly back by itself. However, if it has to make an emergency landing in the water, it won't get submerged and it'll float. And then I would have to just go out there and get it. At least it won't get destroyed in the water. I seen a gentleman on YouTube fly off the coast in California way too far from land, and on the way back he knew that his drone was not going to make it, So he followed it with a video on screen, and it said battery power low, going home. It didn't have enough power to go home, so it landed by itself in the water. Yep, it landed by itself in the water. The maximum distance of these drones is 7 miles. You're a lot better if you only flew out about 3.5 miles. So at least you'll have 3.5 miles to come back. Don't fly out 7 miles because you won't make it back. Gotta do the math. And there's really no reason to fly beyond 3 miles. There isn't a reason to fly after 2 miles. They recommend that you keep your drone in sight. If you don't, then you're taking the chance of losing your drone. And I've seen many videos on YouTube where drones crashed in the water or got lost in the river or just got lost. If your drone loses signal, it will come back by itself if it has enough power. That happened to me. I was out in a great scenic area and I'm flying over the city and it says lost communication signal or communication with my remote control. So then it relied on GPS to find its way back home. I didn't know that, so I panicked and I went to my radio control and I alerted a signal where it will help me find it. A map comes out and it shows me where the drone is, and I have to go out to get my drone based on what it says or where it says it is. So as I'm getting in the vehicle, I hear propellers coming real close to me, and really high above me, it was landing back home. It found its way back home because it lost signal with where I was. That's technology for you. If it wasn't because of that, it wouldn't have came back home. So when I got home, I went over my radio and I found out that I had it preset to come back home in case I lost communication with it. So if that feature wasn't set on, it would never came back home. I would have lost it for sure. So I always make sure that it's on. And subsequently today, on 2 occasions, I tried to use 30 minutes of my battery life. As soon as I went out too far, it says battery low, coming back home. And it did that within range. That's a good thing. I don't want to lose $2,500 right down the drain. It's not worth it. So when you take videos with your drone, it's stored to the processing memory in your drone. So what you have to do to watch the video, you have to turn your drone on, connect your drone radio control to your iPhone, and then access the app, the DJI app. Then when you do that, you have to go to your library in your drone through the iPhone to review it. There you can watch the videos, you can edit, you can cut, then you can save it to your iPhone. That's the only way that I can use my videos to my drone videos I took to my YouTube videos after editing it together with my home videos, or if I'm driving in my vehicle. So right now I gotta go do some grocery shopping for the week, and then come home. But I might stop somewhere along the way. It's still early. It's only 23 past 1. I was up early this morning, and I got a lot done this morning. But yeah. So I did mention that there was a discussion that I want to have. The discussion is concerning relationships. Not family relationships, not friend or co-workers, but your intimate relationship, whether you're in a monogamous relationship, whether you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, whatever. So, when we go someplace and we make eye contact with someone, we find a way to connect with that person. We connect through several ways. You might connect with them through someone you know. You might start a conversation with them at an event, or at a park, or downtown. The way you make a connection is you might have something in similarities, like you might like the same things. The conversation may start out friendly, and then other interests pop up that way, and then you make a connection with someone. And if you talk with that person, or you may decide to meet up there again, or you might exchange your phone numbers. Whatever the case is, that first meeting is what has to happen for a relationship to form. Okay? It's possible that you might just be friends only. You might find out that from friends only that you have a lot more in common, and then it may evolve or it may not evolve. But the bottom line is, in that area of meeting and learning about one another through friendship and other people that you bring into the picture, you're showing that person who you are. Okay? This is who Stephanie is. This is who Tracy is. Or this is who Larry is. I like this person. We have a lot in common. That's the basis of beginning a friendship that can evolve into more than a friendship. And it's possible that you can start dating, or it goes deeper. You have to make sure that you're being your true self throughout the whole process. Okay? And the more personal you get, the more in depth you get, the more you get to know one another's likes and dislikes. All that goes into the whole equation. Is this person for me? Do I want to date this person? Okay? One of the big mistakes I find is this. When you're meeting someone and getting to know them, you're learning a lot about each other, your interests. For example, if you met this person by the park or at a restaurant with a group of people or alone, what has to continue is what you did when you met that person. When you meet someone by chance, it happened at a time when you're being your true self. You might have been by yourself bike riding, and you sat near someone who was doing the same thing, and the conversation was struck up. At that moment, both of you were doing exactly what you love. So it's important to continue to do those things that you love with that person at the time you met, when you were doing the same things. Okay? That's called genuine. That was a genuine, honest encounter that led to meeting this person that you want to get to know more. If you go out with the idea and a plan to meet someone specifically, it may not happen. I think the best relationships that we have are with those people that we meet by chance while doing those things that we love, doing those things that we enjoy. And they were there doing the same thing. That's to me, that's a gift, okay? Because it wasn't a blind date. You didn't go there specifically to meet someone. They just happened to be there doing the same thing that you were doing, and you guys just had a conversation because you had something interesting to talk about. Sometimes we meet people and we form relationships for the wrong reasons. Okay? Sometimes we meet people for the right reasons. However, both people stop doing those things that they love that they were doing before they met the person that they're with. If you met other than if you met someone that you're in a relationship with and it wasn't at the moment where both you guys were doing what you love, then it's great to get to know each other and discuss the things that you love to do, that you want to continue to do. Okay? Many times couples, when they meet, when the relationship is already formed and they're now like a few years into the relationship could start to get a little sour because all you guys do is be with one another. You forget about your friends. With your friends, you have these things that you love to do together, whether it is going out to eat or for a bike ride or for a walk or just hang out with your friends. When you stop doing the things that you love to do in a relationship, then the relationships begin to slide backwards. You no longer enjoy your relationship because you're not doing the things you love. Maybe it's because one of yous are insecure. Sometimes in a relationship, either one or both persons are not doing what they love with people that they want to be around with, and they lose interest and they start focusing just on the relationship. So it's like going to work, come home, hang out at home, and do everything together just with that person that you're in a relationship with. It's important to keep doing the things you love because the things you love is who you are. It's who you are. Sometimes one or the other person has a deficiency where they're insecure, like I just said. They may have trust issues, something that happened in their past relationships that they have not resolved, and now they have their guards up somewhat, and their girlfriend or their boyfriend does not have those issues because they still are the people who they are, and they want to continue to do those things that they love with their friends or alone or whatever, but the person they're with have issues and they cause stresses in a relationship. It's important that before you begin a relationship, make sure that your past relationship, which was not that great or had problems, those things are squashed and they're put behind you. They're put behind you. You gotta learn. You gotta keep a good slate with your new relationship because the things that happen to you in your own relationship that hurt you have nothing to do with the person you're with now. There are a lot of people that struggle with these things, okay? And the problem with being insecure, when you display those emotions, you push your new relationship out. You start getting suspicious when they go out with their friends because the person that you used to be with hurt you. They cheated on you, or they lied to you. Okay? Or maybe they still had a friendship with their exes. That makes you feel super insecure now. So I experienced a lot of those things with people I dated, and I myself had issues that I had to take care of in order to get into a new relationship. All we have to do is to continue to be true to ourselves, whether you're in a friendship or a loving relationship that involves intimacy. Developing trust in people in general, in your friends, family, I guess, also, is important. And never change yourself to make somebody else happy because they want to be with you, but they don't want to do what you like to do. If you like to share the things that you do with someone you want to be with, then make sure you have some things in common. You don't have to have every single thing in common and do every single thing with the person you're dating or married to have a successful relationship. You really don't. Your friends don't need to change to be with you in your relationship, and vice versa. A lot of times I see couples in a relationship and they stop doing things with other people because, well, maybe your old friend is single and now you're only doing things with couples, or your old friends that were doing things with you don't want to be a third wheel. You can still do things with your single friends. You may not be doing the same things that you did as a single person, but there's a lot more interests that you can get involved in that you used to do that has nothing to do with being single or married. So anyways, I just got at the supermarket. I'm gonna go get my groceries, and I'll see you guys soon. Alright guys, so I'm back from doing my groceries, and now I'm going to drive home, bring these groceries in the house, and have an early supper so I can burn off all that food that I'll be eating. The mistakes I've been doing that caused me to gain weight was because I was having my dinners late in the day and snacking before I go to bed. It's a bad combination, and it's something I'm working on to reduce. If I'm going to eat something before I go to bed, it better be healthy, non-fat, like a yogurt or something. I do have 4 half gallons of ice cream at home, but what I've been doing with that is I do not put my ice cream in a cup or a container. I'll take the ice cream out in the fridge, from the fridge, and have a couple of teaspoonful, and then I'm done. Just to kill the craving. I'm learning to kill the craving with those things that I love, that are not the most healthiest. I don't like depriving myself of the things I like, but I need to keep it on the wraps and know that if I can just kill the craving, I'm all set. Just a couple of spoonfuls and I'm done. I put it back in the freezer. That's what I did yesterday, that's what I did last week, and that's what I'm doing today. That's it. And I only do it once, a few times a week. Other than that, I'd like to get back to my conversation I'm having with you about relationships. So, to sum things up, it's like this. Some couples, not all, some couples What they do is when they get involved in a loving, intimate relationships, the reason that they fail slowly, in my opinion, is because they stop doing those things that they love to do when they were in their truest forms, when they were true to themselves. Especially when they met while they did something that they were loving to do and didn't know one another. A lot of us meet people out of just circumstances. Like if I'm out riding my bike and I met someone doing the same thing, that right there tells you that you both like riding your bike. That's a great way to meet someone. I'm not saying that it's going to develop into a loving relationship, but you never know. When you meet someone like that while doing those things you love to do, and then you both stop doing it, then you're eliminating something that you could possibly enjoy doing together that you stopped. Why do you stop? Or if you stop doing things with your friends because your spouse or your partner has some personal issues that they never squashed from their past relationship. When you meet someone in the middle of doing something you love, continue to do those things that you love, because that's when they met you, that's when they saw you as being your true self, doing something that you love. Continue to do those things. Remind one another of how it was when you first met. Remind them that you still want to do the things that you did when you met, when you were doing those things that you both enjoyed. Okay? So that's what I got about relationships. And to me, if you keep doing the things you love with the person you love, continue to do them. It doesn't matter how old you are. You're never too old to keep doing what you love with those persons that you met while you were doing it. I don't want to confuse you guys. But anyways, I'm heading back home. It turned out to be a beautiful day. We have a lot of regular cotton ball clouds. Those clouds right there are beautiful, fluffy, cotton-like clouds. They're real clouds. Not that gray clouds are not real. Those are real too. But they have a lot of pressure and the right recipe in there to cause it to rain. There's some very light gray ones, but we got more white, fluffy ones. So we got some fluffy clouds, yeah. Those are the clouds I remember when I was a little kid and wondered what it would be like to fly through the clouds like a bird. I don't know, I don't think they fly that high, but hey. All right. I try to get a lot of healthy foods today. I got some yogurt, I got some grapes, I got some apples. I have enough meats at home, and I'm still eating diet food. Last week, I started eating my healthy choice diet foods because they're controlled calories, and I take those to work. It's easy to thaw and to stick in the microwave, and I have enough meats at home and some veggies to make a normal meal if I feel like doing that. Something. I'm going to go for a walk in my neighborhood. I have not had any thoughts about home projects lately. At some point this year, when it cools off, around the time I go on vacation, I like to buy a trellis to put outside and weave my plants through the trellis like I'm doing right now at my main entrance. At my main entrance to my home, I have indoor plants. I have them outside. They're not in direct sunlight, so they're not going to die. Those are low light plants, and they're doing very well out there. They're thriving incredibly. They're strong and vibrant. So those viney plants, I've weaved them over my door entrance and around my windows, and they look awesome. I like that. I like that. I might do the same thing with my trellis when I get it this year, but they're going to be with bougainvilleas. Bougainvilleas are beautiful, and I'll be doing that there because those are outdoor plants and they need a lot of sun and a lot of water. And when I plant that, I have to use some topsoil, because if I don't, I'm going to be spending money on them for nothing. They're going to die. I was going to get some Confederate jasmines, but as you know, Confederate jasmines, they're very, very, very flowery smelling, very sweet smelling, and they attract bees. And when I had them at my old place where I lived, I had a beehive nest everywhere, and those things, they come in, they just attract bees. Can't get them anymore. No way, Jose. If I could find viney outdoor plants, I'll buy them. They may not be as aromatic or nice smelling like Confederate jasmine with that strong odor, but they'll be pretty to look at, like bougainvilleas. If you guys took away anything from my conversation regarding relationships, please subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Leave a comment, give me a thumbs up, share. I would really, really appreciate it. Those are the things that I observed in my own relationship, and if I was someone that had situations in my past relationships that caused me to be insecure, those are the things that reminded me to keep doing to keep my relationship going strong. They didn't go strong because my relationship had situations where they were the ones that were having issues. I've had issues too, but you know, it's just how it is. Sometimes you learn after the damage has been done. And sometimes relationship goes sour, not quickly, but they slow down slowly over a course of time. When you stop doing those things that you love with someone. Those are the things that brought you together, so why not continue them? I don't know. So this is the wraps, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I am so happy that it did not rain today during the day. People are out with jet skis today when I was at the park. They're going boating, they're going bike riding in the trails. I had my drone out and I did some videos, which I'll be including in this video. And I hope you guys enjoy it. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and share. I'll be seeing you guys soon.